So I watched the latest Tamil film Vishwanath Sons, and this is my non-Tamilian perspective. It stars Suriya and Mamitha Baiju, directed by Venky Atluri, who also made Lucky Bhaskar. Simply put, this film is a modern family entertainer, which is dealing with themes and topics which are very rare and bold for a star like Suriya to do, considering the target audience for the film. Talking about staying unmarried for a long time, talking about surrogacy, second marriages, the whole age gap debate. So the film is quite progressive, and it is packaged as a big family drama with capable actors which make it work. There are a lot of laughs to have, a lot of drama to experience, a lot of emotions to feel, and also some mass elements. This is in a way Surya's hero film, but it's not done in the traditional way as we have seen many other Tamil heroes been doing recently, with a lot of action and violence. For today's time, this is a more refreshing take on that. And I definitely feel the Tamil audience will enjoy the film a lot more because of all the references, a lot of cultural aspects. Not that I didn't enjoy myself, there were plenty of moments for me too, but surprisingly for me, I have not explored Surya that much. I have seen very few films of his, and I think his involvement in the film is a big factor for a lot many people. The way his character is written, the way he has performed it will hit different for his fans, for people who have known him for a long time. And for an actor like Surya to be part of something like this is very bold. There's a very interesting portion in the film regarding Surya's character, and I was really surprised that they went to that, because you would not expect that a major star in a mainstream film will be okay being portrayed like that. And there's nothing wrong with what they showed, but it's just considered a taboo in a society. I'm not going to spoil it, but when that scene comes in the film, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I would say that was also the most funniest scene in the film. But Vishwanath Sons as a film leaves a lot to be desired for. And for me, the biggest issue I had was that all the themes the film is dealing with, we never go deep with them. There's so much conflict to explore. There's so much meat in it. But the film chooses to play safe. They treat it very surface level and just resolve everything quickly. Even if you look at the characters in the film, yes, you can describe them with different characteristics, but they feel very hollow. It's just different attributes are associated with them, and that's their character. And it's actually the actors who are bringing so much to them. When you put together such characters together, there should be some blast, there should be some chemistry, there should be some dynamics between them, which makes it fun to watch. And there are few moments like that in the film, but there's a lack of ideological difference between the characters, which would lead to conflicts, which would make it more interesting. But again, everything is just resolved very conveniently. Within moments, the characters just like each other. They get along. There is no struggle, there is no build up to that moment. And that's why at moments it just feels too easy for it to happen. There's so much drama that could have been explored here, but we just quickly move to the next point. Now, being a family film, it also gets very preachy at moments. And the problem here is that, the messaging is not through the actions of the characters, but it's the character giving a whole monologue about why family is important, why love is important. And there is a subplot of the character himself learning it. But again, because it's treated so surface level, the messaging feels very forced. It feels very inorganic. I feel the screenplay had these multiple elements it wanted to combine together, and it's a nice attempt to see that happen, but it's not very smooth. Especially at the start of the film, the edit is very clumsy until we reach the main plot of the film, when Mamitha Baiju's character shows up. Until then, the film has these 10 scenes back to back, which is just doing setup and establishing everything, and it just feels very boring to do. Like, why cannot we write one scene which can address all of this setup? And we do that very smartly, and the director has done that in his previous film. Like, there are so many subplots and elements which don't make sense by the end of the film. Like, why even they were there? Now, this is not a spoiler, but Surya's character is an Olympic shooter, and honestly, I cannot make sense out of it why that was needed in the film. Yes, there is a flashback moment that they want to connect to that Olympic shooting thing, but there could have been several other ways to prove the same point. But to literally create another subplot of him being a shooter to be in the start of the film, which has nothing to do with the rest of the film, is just extra baggage. And that's why I feel with the refined script, this film could have been a banger, where we remove some of these loose moments and spend more time on some of the drama that can be created within the characters. One of the big pluses of the film is its cast, which just keeps it together. Surya playing this middle-aged man, kind of playing his own age. He looks so good. He fits the role so well. He understands what he has to do. And there are some emotional beats in the film where he just kills it. Big surprise for me was the mom played by Radhika, who we saw in Thai Kadavai earlier this year. I loved her in that one, and this one also, she was so good. But for me, the star of the film was Mamitha Baiju. Yet again, she was the soul of the film. The moment she comes in the film film changes. There's this energy, the charm she brings on screen, her screen presence, my god, at such age, at such young career, to have that presence on screen that you cannot just look away is incredible. And to share screen space with such, heavyweight actors and shine and in some way overshine is amazing. It was absolutely a banger casting for the role that was required, because you need that young energy for the character. And again, talking about the progressive nature of the film, it was nice to see, a girl's perspective of falling in love with a man, that she is dreaming about him, she is dancing around him. Most of the times you see a man imagining things, falling in love with a girl. So it was nice to see the opposite of it. Now the choice of, making the character being so rich, he has this big house and big office and lavish sets they have created for it, or maybe they are real locations. And I wonder, why they did that, because of the themes they were exploring, that only the rich, go through these things, and that's why I want to portray these themes with these characters. Then only it would make sense for the, audiences watching it. Because, all these things didn't add much to the story. Yes, there are some social messages that they, put out, but it's not providing anything else. And the sets just feel exorbitant, but very artificial. They didn't feel very lived in. Now, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I definitely felt the length of the film. Because when the interval happens, I was almost like the film should be over by now. So much has happened in the story that at this point, when the interval happens, only the climax should be left, which is 10-20 minutes. That's it. But we have a whole second half to go through. Like, what's going to happen in second half? I have no idea. And that's why, the film feels long, but you're not bored watching it. It almost feels like the first half is one film itself and the second half is another film in itself. And that is in a way the old school storytelling, the big family drama film to go and watch, which has everything. And that's why still the film is a fun watch, to sit with family and enjoy, which is also pushing for new and fresh ideas. But because it had so much potential, it feels like they under-delivered, which is not the case with this Tamil film, DC. Check out my review. It was an absolute banger by Anirudh. But what are your thoughts about Vishwanath Sons? Let me know in the comments below. This was my non-Tamilian perspective. What is your perspective? I would love to know that. If you enjoyed, do like, subscribe, hype the video, and I will see you next time.